Good midday Sunday to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, weather hazards forecaster with Velco. This Velco Weather Hazards Outlook weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. 7-day rewind here of our latest satellite pictures here. What you can see is this system here is Harvey, goes over the Yucatan Peninsula, redevelops mightily, and then takes a track, and of course we know the rest of the story, now currently stalled out with a heavy precipitation on its right semicircle. One other indication is that we also have a developing tropical depression that will then track up the Carolina coast and then go out to sea. Through this period into Saturday, September the 2nd, incredible fair weather. Good project weather stretch will continue into Wednesday. Our next weather maker is a cold front. It'll bring a chance for showers and possibly an isolated thunderstorm or two in the afternoon. The tropics continue very active with the makings of a tropical depression over Florida. This will track up along the Carolina coast and then projected to go out to sea into the Atlantic thanks to blocking high pressure over our region. No other weather threats are foreseen until potential thunderstorms. Some higher Cape values indicated along about the 4th of September beyond this period with lowered confidence. This is about on Monday, September the 4th. Currently, we do have thunderstorm activity that we'll have to watch, though, on Thursday, and it looks fairly weak and isolated at this point in time. You're looking at Harvey, which is stalled out. Most of the precipitation's on its eastern semicircle here. And then we have the makings of another tropical depression. If this becomes a tropical storm over 34 knots sustained max winds, well, we could name it Irma. And it looks like it'll take a track right along the Carolina coast, causing some fairly heavy rainfall here for these parts, and then continuing out to sea with no issues for the northeast United States due to this area blocking higher pressure. We have one shortwave trough with a apparent area of surface low over the Great Lakes. This is going to be running into that and being shunted to the south and east. So the net effects for our neck of the woods here is that we're going to see this area of higher pressure just bring us day after day after day with a little bit of a moderating trend in temperature. And continuing, this is valid Monday night, and this is continuing into Tuesday. And then finally, on Wednesday, things begin to get squeezed from this, what will be probably tropical storm Irma, turning extratropical, and then heading out to sea. Our next weather maker here is this frontal boundary. This is valid about 2 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. And this is the frontal boundary that's forecast to move on through, projected. It's been projected by the models for several days now. And then it does cut off in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And a little bit of that may slice across portions of northeastern Vermont with some minor shower activity, nothing major there. But it will also act to cool us down. Now we get into Saturday, it looks like another area of higher pressure, or at least a ridge, is going to force the issue. And this system here, streaking across portions of Canada, is going to be moving into the northeast United States and Vermont. And this is our next real thunderstorm threat as we get into basically Sunday night and into Monday and so forth. 06Z GFS ensembles are in very, very good agreement with the European model. Bone dry right up through this time period here, and this will be Thursday's precipitation. And then another drying out period as we get into basically Saturday into Sunday, and then beyond that, a little bit of a precipitation forecast at the end of this period. As you might expect, tremendous rainfall over this area of Texas, a little bit into Louisiana. This is the 8-inch mark, and that's no chopped liver right all by itself. And we can see as much as 14, 15, 20, 25 inches in some locations here. Secondary maximum rainfall area is cutting across Florida, of course, with the makings of tropical depression, and then eventually what could be tropical storm Irma. And then it goes out to sea, and of course it's mostly off the coast, affecting mainly the coastal areas of the Carolinas. Up in our neck of the woods, We're showing about 1/4 of an inch. This is the half-inch amount, and then 1-inch amount up in Quebec. A little bit more active pattern up here. We're still not quite into that yet. And of course, the tropics remaining active to our south will not be a factor. Switching over to temperatures, this is the GFS ensemble once again, with temperatures very comfortable in the 70s for the most part. A little bit cool at night, generally in the 40s, but we're going to moderate that temperature up just a bit. This is centered on Burlington, Vermont, so away from and east of the Green Mountains, you'll find temperatures a little bit cooler. However, this is the dividing line here with the frontal system moving in on Thursday, and you can see a little bit of a lowering of temperature by the time we get into Thursday into Friday, Saturday. We're looking at these temperatures dipping down just a bit, about 60 degrees, but then a nice rebound thereafter, as it looks like, as we're back into the 70s by the time we hit around the 3rd and 4th of September, going beyond this period. This, incidentally, is another area where thunderstorms will be in the forecast. Okay, as you might expect, cooler than normal temperatures by just a little bit here. We're near neutral. Temperature is a little bit cooler off to the south, and of course rain-cooled air across Texas and the Gulf coastal region. We have a warm-up taking place along the California coast, and then continuing into to the northeast into portions of western Canada, associated with a ridge of higher pressure, and really very little weather happening out in this general area. What about 3 days later? This is how it looks. That ridge of higher pressure remains, and we have a little bit of a dip in temperature here. So reinforcing shot on Thursday will lower the temperatures. The weighted average is about 3 degrees below normal. Just loving the GOES 16, GOES-R imagery with fog and blue here, low clouds and so forth. You can see where the I-95 corridor is with the major cities. And this is Rutland. It looks like Middlebury, Burlington, Barry-Montpelier area here, St. Johnsbury, Lyndonville, Newport, and so forth. As we run this, you can also see a lot of smoke that's taking place right now. And this smoke, again, is from fires that have been burning out in the northwestern territories back about a week and a half ago. It's still up there, elevated smoke layers above about 15 to 20,000 feet in general. And still, look at the smoke. It was over us yesterday, and it's really been kind of lowering the temperature, the daytime highs just a little bit, and also keeping a little bit of extra warmth in here as it's acting as a blanket like cloud cover, just in very minutiae amounts though. But you can really see it when the angle of the sun is low on during sunsets and sunrises. Latest projections of Tropical Storm Harvey. Most of the modeling takes it kind of north and east, but there's some newer indications that Harvey will do a loop-de-loop and then head off to the west and probably develop monsoon moisture over toward the southwest U.S. I think this solution is probably more accurate over time. Very slow mover. This is Invest 92 Lima, and coming off the Florida coast, sighting right along the Carolina coast. A little bit of a concern for the National Hurricane Center, but spinning up slow as a tropical storm and then out to sea, Irma will go. And with this goes the intensity forecast, and you can see kind of centerlining it here, kind of a low-range tropical storm. One model does bring it up to a Category 1 hurricane, and that would be in about 3 to 4 days, and that would be well off the coast at that point in time. So no issues for the Northeast United States nor Vermont. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.